So why in the world would a 50-year-old man who's just a few years away from retirement decide to become a YouTuber? I mean, let's be real. I'm probably going to get schooled by those young and creative folks out there. It's almost guaranteed. Well, let me tell you why I made this seemingly crazy decision. After spending 25 years in education and witnessing the drastic changes in our schools, it has become clear to me that something needed to be done. And I don't want to just do it in one school at one time. I want to impact as many people as I possibly can. Teachers are leaving the profession in droves, and fewer people are even considering becoming teachers. It's very disheartening to say the least. Like many teachers these days, I also wanted to throw in the towel and quit, and I actually did resign at one point. But instead of giving up on teaching altogether, I decided to try something different, and I moved to a different type of school. And you know what? It completely reignited my passion for teaching and education and being a leader. I had hope again. Throughout those 25 years of experience, and especially through my recent move, I've learned the undeniable impact that our relationships have on our educational system. These relationships not only affect how our children fare in the school system, but also how they turn out as adults. With my extensive background in education, including roles as a special education teacher, a classroom teacher, a vice principal, and a principal, and I'm also the author of 2 books, Emotional Schools and a book called And Breathe, I have a very deep understanding of the educational system and how children tick. But I've also seen firsthand how various relationships intersect and lead to confusion and frustration, ultimately affecting child development. The more we interact, the more relationships we have to have. And if those interactions go poorly, we're going to have situations where kids are not going to benefit. But if those relationships go well, our kids are going to thrive. So my goal with this YouTube channel is to dive deeper into our educational ecosystem. I want to examine all aspects of it. I want to find answers to the questions parents and teachers and school leaders and school districts have. I want to shed light on the place of our educational system and uncover valuable information that can truly make a positive difference in the lives of our kids. And you notice I keep going back to the kids because the relationships and the way the adults go about their business is ultimately going to affect how successful our kids are going to be. Now, I have to admit, I'm scared, I'm nervous, and at times I even feel a little embarrassed posting these videos on there because I am 50 and I'm washed up, as my kids would say. But, I'm going to do this. I feel like I'm totally out of my league in this world that belongs to those unbelievably creative young YouTubers and TikTokers and whatever you guys do. You're amazing. Your talent is amazing. But here's the thing. I'm not one to back down from taking risks. I've never been like that. And I want to continue to model the kind of go-getter attitude that my kids have seen in me over the last 20 years that they've been alive. Well, 15 and 18 years they've been alive. But before we get started on this journey together, I want to ask for your support. So I kindly request that you consider subscribing to my channel and becoming an integral part of my YouTube community. I would greatly appreciate it. And I believe that together we can genuinely make a positive difference in the lives of our kids and our students. So, you're probably wondering what you can expect from this channel. Well, let me break it down for you. First and foremost, I want to emphasize the significance of building relationships between our communities and our schools. Schools are not isolated entities. They are essential parts of our bigger community. By forging strong bonds between them, we can create a unified support system that nurtures the growth and the development of our children. Because when that school becomes the hub of a community, it's easier to band together and have a relationship with that school, and thus obviously impacting our kids. Another crucial aspect is the importance of fostering healthy relationships between parents and teachers. When parents and teachers work together as a team, instead of playing the blame game, we can provide our kids with a seamless learning experience, both at home and the classroom. We want to have that 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week cycle. Collaboration is key to ensuring that our children receive the highest quality education and support. And thus, collaboration is key to ensuring that our children receive the highest quality education and support that they deserve. Another area that I'm going to dive into, behavior is the piece that's probably having the most impact on teachers leaving the classrooms. So I need to address it. So by proactively and compassionately dealing with these issues, I believe that we can create a safe and conducive environment for learning, but it takes a team effort between community, parents, and teachers. But first, we need to understand the root causes of certain behaviors and how to implement appropriate strategies that will empower our students to reach their fullest potential. That is the key. We need to know what the behavior is, why the behavior is, and then we need to try to come in and have a plan, an action plan to fix that behavior with individuals and within whole schools. In today's rapidly changing world, mental health, well-being, and character have become increasingly important, which is again tied to behavior in classrooms. Our children need a strong foundation in emotional intelligence and resilience to navigate these challenges they're facing in today's day and age. So I'm also going to dive into the many facets of the things that affect our children's mental health, from technology to the brain, to the nervous system, to the family dynamics, good and bad, to play, and so much more. This is so important because behavior, like I mentioned earlier, is one of the leading reasons why teachers are leaving the profession. Like I said, so if we can shed some light on the whys and then provide ways to help both parents and teachers, we can start to save the system. It's going to be a slow process, but if we chip away at it, we can do it. I'm also going to dive into the world of special education, as this is where my heart truly lies as a former learning assistance teacher and someone who has a master's degree in special education. I know that an unorganized special education department in a school and a general lack of understanding regarding disabilities can create confusion and angst for parents and teachers and principals. My plan is to talk about inclusion, intervention, diagnoses, and more to help clean up any confusion and build stronger relationships and hopefully allow teachers and administrators to restructure if they need to, because at the heart of your school is your special education department, and a lot of the way your school ticks is going to depend on how well your special education department functions. Another area where I plan on going, simply because I've now been a school principal for close to 19 years, is leadership, and ultimately how the relationships between a school leader and his or her people can drastically affect how positive a school is or how toxic a school can be. I have a proven track record of changing toxic environments into places where positive school culture thrive and kids' academic abilities increase. I am going to share my professional leadership must-dos with all the leaders in training and those who already are school leaders. At this point, I'd be remiss to say to the principals out there and vice principals out there, I know the relationship between us and the board office and school trustees is also another topic that needs to be discussed, because I think people don't realize how often principals are caught in the middle of these two factions and that we're just disseminating what we're expected to do. So I'm going to also dive into those relationships. So for the school district leaders and school boards, you should probably listen to this too, because the way you impact your principals or the way you interact with your principals ultimately affects how they interact with their staff and what they can and can't do. Hence the reason why I had to leave. Of course, can't neglect academics. Through this channel, I aim to provide valuable insights and tips to enhance academic achievement. We'll explore various things from literacy to numeracy to social emotional well-being to technology in the classroom and so on. I'm also going to dive into the importance of culture, the arts, drama, and phys ed and extracurriculars in schools, and how that also affects student behavior and passion and intrinsic growth and school culture. So there you have it. This is my reason for starting a YouTube channel. The journey I'm about to embark on and the topics that we're going to explore together are going to be awesome. So please subscribe and stay tuned. And I hope you learned something. I also want to say that I truly appreciate the fact that you might have got to the end of this video, and I'm thrilled that I was able to share this story and this upcoming adventure with you. So let's together make a positive difference in the lives of our kids and build a thriving YouTube/school community together. Take it easy.